My story began when I helped my master wreck a ship by causing a storm. But I was disgusted. It was a real pity to see that great ship go down, so full of life. My master had promised me my freedom 1,000 times, and I was still waiting. If he had not taken me out of that pine when he had first come to the island, I might have turned into a real tree in the end. Palm tree, springing into the sky like a fountain ending in nonchalant squid-like elegance. Ask the kalau bird that lives a cloistered season in its branches. O bird, O green mansion set in the living earth. My master never stopped. He asked me to scare the ones who had been shipwrecked, and I reluctantly agreed. I would sometimes sing, sandy seashore, deep blue sky, surf is rising, seabirds fly. Here the lover finds delight. Sun at noontime, moon at night, sandy seashore, deep blue sky. Cares will vanish, so can I. Strange days are upon us, strange days are upon us. I once tried speaking to Caliban, my brother in slavery and hope. We have different methods. I alerted him that Prospero is planning horrible acts of revenge on him. What good would it do him to struggle? Even though it is in the distant future, at least Prospero had committed to giving me freedom. I don't believe in violence, but neither submission. I wanted to destroy his serenity so that he is finally forced to acknowledge his own injustice. I was not fighting just for my freedom, for our freedom, but for Prospero too, so that Prospero can acquire a conscience. However, Prospero continued to be evil and play with people's hunger as he did with their anxieties and hopes. Meanwhile, I was the one to stop his people from killing each other. That is also when I told them that it is Prospero who reigns over this isle, as he reigns over the spirits of the air, and that Alonso's son had been saved by him from the fury of the waves. Surely, because of my service, I was then set free, and in joy I spoke. There, where the Cecropia gloves its impatient hands with silver, where the ferns free the stubborn black stumps from their scored bodies with a green cry. There, where the intoxicating berry ripens the visit of the wild ringed dove through the throat of that musical bird, I shall let fall one by one, each more pleasing than the last, will give rise to a yearning in the heart of the most forgetful slaves, yearning for freedom. Uhuru, that Prospero keeps ordering me around. May today hasten by a decade, the day when all the birds of the sky and beasts of the earth will feast upon his corpse. With that big hooked nose, he looks just like some old vulture. He taught me his language only so that I could understand his orders. Chop the wood, wash the dishes, fish for food, plant vegetables, all because he is too lazy to do it himself. Without him, I would have been the king of the island, given me by my mother Sycorax. He thinks she is dead because he thinks the earth itself is dead. Dead, he can walk on it, pollute it. He can tread upon it with the steps of a conqueror. Sycorax is still alive in serpent, rain, lightning, in the eye of the stagnant pool which stares back at me, through the rushes, in the gesture made by twisted root and its awaiting thrust. Often, in my dreams, she speaks to me and warns me. What does he think he'd have done without me in this strange land? I taught him the trees, fruits, birds, the seasons, and now he doesn't give a damn. Even though I agreed to do as he ordered one last time, I told him that I won't answer to the name Caliban. It's the name given me by his hatred, and every time it's spoken, it's an insult. My name has been stolen. Every time he summons me, it reminds me of a basic fact. The fact that he has stolen everything from me, even my identity. I sang. May he who eats his corn, heedless of Shango, be accursed. Shango, Shango, ho! He will make himself at home on your nose. He'll tear off your roof and wear it as a hat. Shango, Shango, ho! When Ariel came to alert me, I told him that the man is just getting more demanding and despotic day by day. He has promised freedom 1,000 times and taken it back 1,000 times. What I want is freedom now. Weakness always has 1,000 means, and cowardice is all that keeps us from listing them. I don't believe in kneeling and groveling. Prospero is an old scoundrel who has no conscience. He's a guy who only feels something when he's wiped someone out. The day when I begin to feel that everything's lost, I will get hold of a few barrels of Ariel's infernal powder, and as he flies around up there in his blue skies, he'll see this island, my inheritance, my work, all blown to smithereens. And I trust Prospero and me with it. Stefano and Trinculo once discovered me under a wheelbarrow and made me drink and drink. Drunk, I cried, long live the king, but beware the usurper. This island used to belong to me, except that Prospero cheated me of it. Now I want to end his tyranny. I fell asleep after that, but when I woke up again, I sang. Shango carries a big stick. He strikes and money expires. He strikes and larceny expires. Shango is the gatherer of the rain. He passes, wrapped in his fiery cloak. His horse's hoofs strike lightning on the pavements of the sky. Shango, Shango ho! The sea helps me breathe. It's that howling, impatient thing that suddenly appears in a clap of thunder like some god and hits you in the face. That rises up out of the very depths of the abyss and smites you with its fury. But the best is still the wind and the songs it sings. Its dirty sigh when it rustles through the bushes, or its triumphant chant when it passes by breaking trees, remnants of their terror in its beard. I did confront Prospero once, but I just wouldn't turn into a murderer. Then I was taken prisoner. I am not interested in defending myself. I want to get back my island and regain my freedom. I am not interested in peace. Of course, at the moment, Prospero is still stronger than I am. So what? I'll impale him. He'll have impaled himself. He lied to me so much about the world, about myself, that he ended up by imposing on me an image of myself. Underdeveloped, in his words, undercompetent. That's how he made me see myself. But now I know him, and I also know myself. The old world is crumbling down. Shango marches with strength along his path, the sky. Shango marches with strength along his path, the sky. Freedom, high day. Freedom, high day.